Hi, welcome back to Failure at Retirement. Today, old Failure is out on the expert's rice farm. Actually, to be fair, it's not just the expert's rice farm. The expert and his brother are partners in this operation. Their dad, I think, is pretty much retired and just keeping an eye on the boys, if you catch my drift. Anyway, we're just going to talk a little bit about California rice, a little bit about what makes the expert's rice farm different from a few others. Not that it's way different, but I just want to show you what the California rice situation looks like. So what makes the expert's rice farm different from a lot of other folks in our area is the variety. I'm not going to say, out of respect to the expert, what variety this is. Most people won't grow this because it is notorious for laying down. And this year it's worse than a lot of years because we've had a couple little rainstorms. Really knocked her down. But this is what it looks like when you cut it. Mature rice. Most people, like I said, they won't even grow this because it's too much hassle. Most local rice stands up like other crops, but expert, he prefers to be a little different, and so he grows this other variety that lays down, and you have to keep it totally separate from regular rice. So here's what the field looks like. I mean, this particular check is bad, flat on the ground. And the bad part is rice is kind of tough, and when it's down like this, you got to take it all 100%. 100% has to go through the combine. We'll move over to the other check here and look at the combines. The other check is standing up a little bit more than this one, so I'll show you what that looks like. So I hope you can see this check is standing a little bit better than the other one. But honestly, I've run combine here before. This is about as good as it gets, if I'm being honest. You can maybe kind of see some of this is standing and some of it she's down. So the expert is currently running two combines. We have the Lexian over here, the newer one. He's had this rig a couple years, I believe, as in maybe 3, maybe 4. And then the expert's brother runs a new combine. Here's the expert coming in his rig. The expert is running an old John Deere CTS2. This is a turtle in the hare situation. They've tried various combines. The last combine before the Lexian was a red one. When I was running the CTS2 occasionally to fill in, the red one just seemed to be broke down quite a bit. It would go a little faster than the CTS. I think it had a little bit, well, I know it had a little bit wider head. Like this CTS is, I don't remember, a 18, maybe 20 foot head, where the newer combines, not sure, maybe 24 foot. Might have to ask the expert. Anyway, this thing just kind of chugs all day. He just told me that if he can make her through today, it'll be day 6, since he had to get out, fix anything, unplug anything. This thing is the tortoise, but at the end of the day, she just gets her done. There's a lot to be said for that, not to mention the price of a new combine. So let me get up a little closer. I hear the bankout coming. So here's the bankout cart, grain cart in other parts of the country. He's coming up. Oh, looky here. The expert is ready to unload. We'll walk up a little bit closer here. He's not that full. I can't see the rice sticking up out of the top, but I guess in order to keep things moving, he's going to go ahead and unload now. The expert doesn't run GPS in the combine, so it's old school. Bankout driver has to pick the line and stay with him. Nothing's automated like the newer rigs are. The way the bankout operator does that, just has a reference point on the header of the combine, and you just follow that reference point. It looks like the bankout cart slash grain cart is about full. I guess that's why he's taking the expert's partial load. Anyway, back to the reference point. If you look, you can't really see the operator, but he's just looking at that combine, using the header as a reference point, and he'll just keep his distance and match the speed, old school. Muddy out here. Those little rains really wet everything up. Look at the tires. So that's the expert's tortoise. Now we'll go over here. Let me zoom in. We'll go over here and have a closer look at the hare. So I just checked with the expert. The Lexion here has a 25-foot header, and the old CTS2 has a 21-foot header. Typically the newer rigs can run a little faster. This CTS is currently going 1.1 miles an hour. It's a long day, fellas, going 1.1 mile an hour. Like I said, the newer ones have a little bit more capacity. My best guess is he might be doing 1.2, 1.3. I don't know if I said this, I might have. This is actually the expert's cousin running his own rig, helping out. The other Lexian, the other hare in this situation, is over in the corner of the field with wrenches on it. Something's wrong, not sure what. So here's what we have after the combine comes through. Somewhere in here, a little bit of rice right in here, simply because it was lodged and the header just didn't get it. But for the most part, got a really clean job considering it's down. Coming out pretty good, but when I say you got to take it all, I'm not kidding around. You got to take it all. Anyway, we'll go over and watch the bankout wagon fill trucks here in a minute. So the big tanks in the background, I just thought I'd mention this. That's a rice dryer. That's where all the rice, well, that takes some of the rice. These things are all over in this country. Ship the rice in there, dry it down. Oddly enough, the expert does not dry his rice there. His rice goes in a truck and goes up north a little bit to his rice dryer, because his rice and regular rice has to be kept separate. So also, funny story, I talked to the expert a few minutes ago. Right when I got here, he was talking on the phone, not paying quite as much attention as he should have. Plugged the header, plugged the feeder house. So pretty early on day 6, he ruined his golden record of not plugging up, not having to get out of the combine. But still pretty good. Like, that's pretty good to go 5 or 6 days and never plug up, never have to put a wrench on it. Pretty good record. How fast are you going? Just curious.
0.9.
0.9.
Oh no, it's a whole lot.
What's your average?
In this? Yeah.
Yeah.
I can get, let's go look. There's 1-1.
Yeah, don't plug it on my account.
You can hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How fast do you go in regular ice normally?
In this machine, 1.5.
1.5.
See, it's getting a little fluffy. It's
Yeah.
Flat on the ground, so now you can
Pick it up a little. Yeah.
It's now 1.3, and this is like for Koshi short grain. This is dream cutting.
Right.
Fluffy and dry.
Right. I used to run the CTS once in a while.
Okay, so you know the drill.
Yeah. Yeah, I know the drill. Greg is the expert, has a lot of trouble talking me into it now.
Greg is a real trooper. Just sticking that on CTS. It's a great machine.
Yeah. I keep telling him he just needs to buy like 4 or 5 of them.
That's why Charlie had like 13 of them.
Yeah. I keep telling him, if one breaks down in the middle of harvest, just park it and go get a different one.
Got another one.
Alright, here comes the cart to fill up the trailers. Good, I picked the right trailer. Some of you might be asking, why do you run such a small cart? Compared to the guys in the Midwest and Canada, their carts are massive. It's a Brent 674. So the answer to that question is the mud, guys. Like, you get this cart full of rice, she's heavy and you're dragging it through the mud. It takes a lot of horsepower to drag that. Even the small ones like this. The bigger ones, a guy could probably run a bigger one in the right conditions, but if you want something you can use all season, this has been a wet season, so small carts make more sense here where you're pulling through the mud. So here he comes back to get lined up with the back trailer. I've done this before, and I'm not gonna lie, this is the tricky part for Old Failure. And the thing is I just never did it enough to really get her dialed. Like what he's doing here on the back trailer is a little easier than the front. It's hard. Like, these don't have the movable spouts like a lot of the newer ones have. I believe he's a little too close. Maybe not. This is the expert's son running this bankout. Really good kid. Oh, look at that. Failure got it wrong. He has her pretty well spot on. I'm just gonna say it's the angle that I got. We'll just go with that. It's my perspective from the angle I got. Anyway, shout out to the kid running the cart. Great kid, super friendly. Went to college in Montana. Super good kid. So here's the finished product, straight out of the combine. Do a rice farmer a favor. Go get yourself some sushi tonight or something like that. Help a guy out. All right, guys. That's it for today for California rice farming, at least this particular farm. Appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't subscribed already, don't miss out on the fun. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, drop a comment. I'm finding out more and more YouTube is all about the comments. Just say something crazy if you don't have any questions. I can't believe that I explain everything well enough that nobody has any questions. Alrighty, have a good day, and again, thanks for watching Failure at Retirement.